Hello and welcome back to Season 5, Episode 3 of Sports Talk.
The holidays are right around the corner, and I know I'm excited. I'm sure you could say for yourself, Tom.
Absolutely, Lily. We mentioned last episode it was a great fall season with 4 out of the 5 teams making the playoffs.
With that in the past, we're looking ahead at a successful winter season. We have girls and boys basketball, wrestling, winter track, and bowling.
Let's start off with the boys basketball team, who started the season off with a rough start. They lost 4 consecutive games. Since then, they have bounced back and they were able to capture 2 wins against Division and Clark. In Conference A1, they are 0-2, and overall, they are 2-4.
The girls basketball team is off to a good start. They're 3-1 overall and 0-0 in Conference A1. Check out the latest game on the B&B YouTube channel.
Now, over to the Mats. Mepham Wrestling has always been a tough team and a competitive team.
That's right, Tom. A little over a week ago, JFK hosted the annual Sprig Gardner Wrestling Tournament. Frank Sprig Gardner was one of the most influential Mepham alumni and was known as the father of New York State wrestling. He helped create a high reputation for scholarship wrestling that is carried on today and all throughout the state, but especially in the Bellmore-Merrick High School District. Sprig Gardner was then elected to the National Wrestling Hall of Fame while coaching at Mepham. Bri Boland takes a deeper look at the Sprig Gardner event.
The highlight of the wrestling season comes early in the year with the Sprig Gardner tournament.
Since I've been here 6 years ago, the Sprig Gardner tournament is significant to not only Mepham High School, but to the Bellmore-Merrick community as a whole. Coaches in the past, wrestlers in the past, alumni have all been reaching out, saying they're excited for this tournament, that it's back up and running. And it's a pretty big deal. It's the biggest tournament, one of the biggest tournaments on Long Island.
All the schools in the Bellmore-Merrick district participate in this huge wrestling event. Chris Garaccio, a Mepham senior, shares his experiences with other schools.
It was a great experience going from my freshman year wrestling at JV Sprig Gardner at Calhoun to sophomore year wrestling varsity Sprig Gardner at Kennedy the first day. I didn't get to wrestle at Mepham the second day I lost, but it's just a great feeling all around. Being in this environment with everyone here is just outstanding.
Sebastian Alvarez, Chris Garaccio, and Owen Tranquil explain how much they have to strive and work for these tournaments.
For us, we just gotta go hard at practice because it's like one of the biggest tournaments on Long Island. You have teams from all over, Long Island. So you want to be on your A game, and you don't really want to lack. We want to represent Mepham.
Like before a match, I normally warm up, get some nice bounces going on. Like a little hop. I love doing the hops. Love shooting, just doing the motions. Same old.
To prepare for a match, I warm up. I start with a jog, and then I start with drilling certain moves that I primarily do, like a fireman's throw, certain takedowns, and I start working my top moves and then my bottom moves.
They spend months preparing for just 6 minutes on these mats where anything can happen.
Honestly, it felt amazing. It was a lot of pressure on me. Now, the nerves really got to me in the match. It sucks that I couldn't win, but at least I was in the finals.
It felt great being able to be a finalist in my final Sprig Gardner I'll ever take part in.
For B&B, I'm Brianna Boland.
A great package there, Tom. Tom, you sit down with varsity wrestler, sophomore Devin Greene.
Hello and welcome to this month's The View. Today I'm joined with sophomore Devin Greene. So Devin, to get things started off, everything with Sprig Gardner that just happened the past couple weeks, we're glad to have you here in the studio. So when did you start wrestling and why did you start wrestling?
So I started wrestling in the 2nd grade. I first started the sport just for staying fit and being athletic, but I started to develop a love for the sport.
Absolutely. So, why does the Sprig Gardner matter so much to Mepham and the other teams in the district?
Sprig Gardner is just a huge tournament. We have the best teams all around Nassau and some of Suffolk come down, and it's a very competitive tournament, and you see the best from all over. We feel like it's the most competitive because we have all these good schools, and all the 3 schools from the district are competing to beat each other out.
Absolutely. You mentioned yourself, you wrestled with Mepham since an 8th grader and, very experienced at, what you do. So, on that topic, you're very experienced in wrestling, but what is your favorite, opponent or favorite tournament that you played in?
So in 8th grade, when I wrestled for varsity, it was my first tournament, and it was the Sprig Gardner tournament that I came up for, and my first match of the day was a quarterfinals match. I wrestled a senior that he was very strong and very good at wrestling, and he ended up beating me in overtime. The score was 2-0. The whole match was 0-0, and it came down to like the final couple seconds. But after he beat me, he came up to me and said I had a great match, and he stuck by my side the whole tournament and supported me throughout the tournament.
Shows the leadership and everything there. So, how do the Mepham wrestling coaches have an impact on your life?
So the Mepham wrestling coaches, they took me in when I was young, and they saw a lot of potential in me, and they honestly just took a big chance on me. I only wrestled 3 matches as a 7th grader because I injured my knee, but they took the chance, and they helped me mature in many ways that I would never see me being able to mature that fast.
Being a 10th grader, you have a couple months left still in this wrestling season, and then 2 more, your junior and senior year with the wrestling program. What's one thing that you look forward to in the future of Mepham wrestling, or just in general your wrestling career?
Oh yeah, so I'm very excited for our youth. Our youth program has a great program, and I'm very excited to see when they come up. We have great 8th graders, Chris Noddy, he's on our team, a 7th grader, my brother. We have a great program that's coming up, and our team's going to be very good coming up. And for my own career, I'm excited to win a tournament and get on the Wall of Champions for our team.
Perfect, and thank you, Devin, and the best of luck to you in Mepham wrestling the rest of the season. Lily, back to you.
Sprig Gardner is always a big event here in Mepham and throughout the district and all Long Island schools.
A huge event is right. Matt, you got 60 seconds. Take it away.
I'm Matt Manno, back with the Fast Minute in Sports. Now let's set the clock. The fantasy season has recently entered the playoff season, and the BNB ended our regular season with a bang. Last Monday night, we had 4 teams tied for the last 3 playoff spots. James Mepham, former BNBer Justin Hayes, freshman Kyle McQuillan, and my own in that order. So I needed a win and a loss from one of those 3 to make it into the playoffs. Coming into the game, I was up 35, and all the other 3 teams were losing. Fast forward to half, I'm up 25. I'm feeling good. But here comes the Rams. The Matthew Stafford hits Van Jefferson for a 53-yard touchdown, because why not? So now I'm up only 12 with 28 minutes left in the game. Now I'm kind of sweating. After an uneventful 22 minutes with 6 minutes left in the game, the Cardinals have the ball, Kyler Murray needs to score, and that will end my season. After not 1, but 2 drop picks, the Cardinals thankfully settle for 3, and they try an onside kick. But wouldn't you know, they get the ball back, they get the kick. I'm now up 4. First down, and a 3rd dropped interception, then a holding call, then James Conner catches an 8-yard catch. Beckham's in the playoffs. Aaron Donald gets a sack on 3rd down, sealing my fate in the playoffs, and I can breathe. So that's it for me. I'm Matt Manno. Now back to you guys in the studio.
That'll just about wrap up Season 5, Episode 3. For Matt Manno, I'm Lily Epez.
And I'm Tom Morrow. We will see you all next month with new and exclusive sports news. Have a happy and healthy holiday, everybody.